Welcome to the TM250 Enduro build part 4. And this is the end result of everything that I've been doing and working on. And we got no leaks, okay? But one, there is one leak, and that's the clutch cover. But that's not the gasket's fault. That is one bolt, and the threads on that side is stripping. So that bolt is not holding properly. Now that's why. So a oversized tap and then a helicoil insert will fix that problem, and then that's literally everything, and then the engine is 100%. And don't worry, the only place I had to use gasket sealer or gasket maker was in the center between the two cases, and this is fuel resistant. This is literally made for case halves, which is the only place I used it. I was lucky enough and I was able to find a engine gasket kit for this engine that I bought online, and that's insane. Let's get into the build. Let's get this bike to where it is. We're gonna start with carburetor. Okay, there's 5 notches. It's in the middle. This one has a O-ring on it. It's also replaced. There's the old one. Here's that new gasket. Now we can put this in. Alright, it's on. Now we can put our pilot in our main jet. Just snug. Now we're getting to our float and seat. Now it's in there. And then that's it. Okay, we're built. All edges have been cleaned up, properly wiped down with brake cleaner, so there's no oils or anything there, so that it can accept the correct kind of gasket maker. I know I said I wouldn't go back to RTV, but this one is fuel resistant gasket maker. It's the Moto Seal version. It's for chainsaws, 2 strokes, and ideal for case halves. It's exactly what this is. I'm not putting it everywhere, I am just putting it in the middle. So I lucked out. I went online and I thought, screw it, before I do anything, I want to see if I can be able to find a gasket kit for this thing. I went online, I was able to find a gasket kit. Everything, every seal that you can possibly think of is here. Everything except 2. The one in the middle and the one under the lid here. It's together. It says 24 hours dry time, but the squish and the overhang is looking very, very good and even this hole, because the threads were gone. So I tapped it into a bigger tap and drilled out this, drilled this bigger, and I knocked out, there's that collar. There's one here. See, now we got threads. Okay, we are back. Brand new gasket, here too. Brand new gasket. Brand new gasket. Well, this is too thick. And the power valve shaft has roller bearings in it. And if it's too thick, it just wobbles around. And the shaft is just really fucking loose, because it builds it up too much and it doesn't clamp down and hold those roller bearings where they're supposed to sit. Now, I cut out a very thin piece of cardboard and I used that instead because, well, this one's very slim, and now there's the perfect amount of space, because if there's no gasket there whatsoever and you just try and clamp it down, it's then literally you clamp the bearings so hard that you pinch the shaft and it won't move at all. So there needs to be like a perfect amount of space, and this turned out to be the perfect space. Down the line I'll get an actual gasket, because this is just 3 bolts and I can change this easy. We are getting there. Exhaust is on. Now this exhaust, I fixed all the dents on it, and after fixing the dents, it straightened out quite a bit. So now it fits pretty good on the bike. Fits a lot better than the other one. I have made some brackets here and there for everything to line up Everything is clearing, nothing is hitting anywhere. That exhaust was actually kind of hitting everything. Way too close to the engine. We got a new chain guide slider for the rear, which is in here. I was having issues and the caliper would not return. I took the pistons out and cleaned everything. These seals were dry and now they're like brand new. Okay, so we got brakes and they work. They just work. I am going to be running 32-to-1. I've been running 50-to-1 in all my bikes up until now. Now I'm gonna change. What I never took into consideration is the more oil you mix with the gasoline, it changes its viscosity. It becomes thicker because obviously oil is thick. And that in turn is gonna let less mixed gas and oil come through the carburetor and it's not gonna run a switch as it has been. The bike in factory setup, they're set up and the manual says 32-to-1 and there's a fucking reason for that. And I've been fouling plugs right and left. Every bike I ever had, I always foul plug that was a 2-stroke. I am very excited and curious to see how 32-to-1 is gonna affect it. We got a leak. It's leaking out that cover right there. This just ate through that paper. Okay, so that was just normal cardboard. 1/64, and that is perfect. Fuck yes. No leaks. I'll take it for a quick test drive up and down the street and see how it feels and come back and see if we can find any leak under power. It's running by the looks of it, very rich. That's oil. Where the fuck is that coming from? Fuck! Swear to God, this thing is cursed. That exact same spot was leaking before. The idea before splitting everything was to just lather it up. This gasket is bad, so it's still leaking, as you can see here. And then obviously right here. So my blob has been applied. The previous gasket that did not leak is back in, and then the water pump gasket has been replaced. So there were 3 leaks, which was the biggest, most problematic one was this one. Now the drain plug is nice and tight, a new plug with a new washer. We're still leaking. Water pump does not leak. But we are definitely leaking out of the clutch cover. That still leaks, by the way, that didn't work. Drain plug does not leak anymore. I think I know where the leak's from. That little hole right there. It's a hole. I think that's what's leaking. Okay, if this doesn't fucking do it, I don't know what will. I just came back from a test ride. It's bone dry. No leaks. 0 leaks. Okay, so I guess that concludes part 4 of the TM250 Enduro build. Don't worry, the clutch case is still leaking. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And the last thing to fix now is to put that heli coil so we can get that thing to seal properly. Because like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it is not the seal's fault. It is the clutch cover, and the bolt is literally not tightening properly, and those threads are going out. So a heli coil is going to fix that problem, which I have ordered. It's on the way. But yeah, so I'll see you in part 5 for the very hopefully last leak fix. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am.